Yeah. Hey, welcome. It's another episode of 10 Minutes of Tea with Pam, where it's not what I say, but it'll be my guest on here that'll be spilling all the tea. And so today I decided that I wanted to chit chat with none other than the Righteous Rebels, Harrisburg's new up and coming, fancy little podcast that we have here in Harrisburg. They're going into their second season. And along with me are three guests. The three podcasters would be Lady AP, if I'm correct.
Yes, ma'am.
On Durden. And we got this gentleman down here, ESG. He belongs to me. So I'm going to get So here on Tea Time with Tam, we usually do a brief little would you rather. And since I got you all on here, I know y'all aren't you're not that stern. You don't mind participating and playing along with your girl. Okay. So I got some would you rather here, and I'm gonna see whichever name I pull first. It's this way. Okay, Sean Durden, would you participate with me, please?
I will participate with you.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. First question I have here is, would you rather have to write everything you say out by hand or only be able to speak in rhyme?
You know me.
Come on.
I'll probably speak in rhymes.
You'll speak in rhyme? You're gonna give it to us a couple bars and everything like that? Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Let me see. I'm flicking my little pad here. Let's see who's up next. Up next. That's Steph. Here we go, Steph. No, sorry, it's Asia. My bad. Come on, Lady AP.
Yes, ma'am.
The question would be, would you rather be an extra in an Oscar-winning movie, or would you like to be a lead in a box office show that bombed? Which one would you rather?
Yeah, I'd be an extra.
You'd be an extra? Okay, you just want to be an extra in Oscar. You don't want to be in that lead role?
Especially not in something that bombed.
It'd be like that sometimes.
All right, here we go. Steph G, one that belongs to me. I'm gonna give you this last would you rather. This last would you rather is, would you rather work a job you have now for a year and have double the salary at the rate that you're getting, or take 1 year off with just the rate that you're making?
That's hard. That's like deep. I don't think.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to take 1 year, double the salary.
1 year, double the salary.
Yeah, I take that. I want the money.
See, that ain't right. Give me the money, dollar bill, y'all. Okay, so now we got that out the way. Let's get started here. I brought y'all on because I wanted you to at least give a brief little, bit of information to the people out there as to why we even have this podcast called The Righteous Rebels. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. ESG, the founder, the creator, the man of the hour. Give us 2 minutes why we have the Righteous Rebel podcast.
All right. Well, quickly, first and foremost, it is my mama, but thank you, Mom, for platform. We appreciate it. Mm-hmm. I think if you would say, why do we have the Righteous Rebel podcast? We wanted to create something where Christians could actually have the hard discussions and actually talk about some things and some subject matter that we believe that as Christians we ought to talk about, but we tend to shy away from. And not saying we don't have our podcast to come off as experts or that we know all the answers, but what we're attempting to do is at least spark the conversation so that Christians can talk. And I think sometimes when we communicate and we talk, we see that there's some beautiful things that come out of it. So if that was to sum it up, I would sum it up that way. It's a platform for Christians to have the real, the tough, the honest conversations so that we can move the body of Christ forward.
Okay. But now I have your two participants on the side, those two little cronies, those extra rebels. I'm going to ask you each in 2 minutes to let me know what possessed you in your infinite wisdom to want to join the podcast. What made you say, well, I think I want to be a part of this? So, Asia, since you are a lady, we're going to let you go first.
Okay, so you said what possessed me?
No, no, but why did you really want to join the Righteous Rebel podcast?
I decided to join the podcast for the simple fact that I do too believe that conversations need to be sparked, especially dealing with believers and people in church, because truthfully, people in church don't even have these type of conversations. And I believe it's time for those conversations to be had. And if we can start it going, then it's worth it. It's worth it to be a part, to spearhead it.
Oh, all right, Mr. Quayshawn Durden. Yeah, my brother, let me know what made you want to join this Righteous Rebel podcast. Come on, you got to talk to me.
Yeah, because I'm not usually the one that talks.
Yeah, you don't talk.
But yeah, everybody know him as ESG, but he is my elder. He came to me one time and was like, I got this bright idea for a podcast, and I would love for you to join, and I would love for you to be on there, and I know it would, help you in your walk with the Lord. So, I was just like, thinking about it, and I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And it was, when it first began, it was just me and him. And we will come in and, do the podcast and, have guests on, and, Lady AP showed up. But yeah, it was just, he seen something in me, and he was just like, hey man, come join this ride with me. So.
Okay. And you said, here I come. 10 toes down. I'm coming on in. Okay, I got you. All right. ESG, my man.
Yeah.
That you have gone into now this second season.
Yeah.
Let the people out there know some of the topics that you've discussed and you talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we've touched on I can say this word, plethora of of different topics, but no, we've talked about topics such as like I can have Jesus and therapists too. We talk about old church versus new church. We just did one on relationships. So I don't think there's anything within the realm of life that we just won't touch. And no matter how difficult the conversation may be or how dynamic it may be, we're willing to approach it. We have some lighthearted ones where we've done interviews on Christian artists, such as Church B, and so we definitely have a wide ranging thing. But I think we want to show that as Christians we can talk about any and everything, that our Christianity just doesn't turn off when we leave church. It's a part of who we are in every aspect of our life. So yeah, we talked about all kinds of things. Like I said, therapy. We got some hard hitting ones coming up for season 2. I mean, we got toxic masculinity in church. We got toxic femininity in church. So we got some stuff we're going to touch on.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, what are some upcoming topics that y'all have discussed? Do you discuss those amongst yourselves, and then you or do any AP, do you or Quay, do y'all throw them out there to the boss man, or how does it go? How does the process work?
He'll ask for suggestions, and we'll have time to brainstorm and give him those suggestions and come to a mutual agreement to have those conversations. One in particular was the first one we did for season 2 was Christians and New Age practices.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a dope one. You should back and listen to that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask Quayshawn, since we're going into season 2, what would you recommend if we were to tell someone out there the one that what pod series you like the best? Which discussing do you think that people would really like to hear?
Well, I think it haven't came yet.
Oh, okay.
So you gotta stay tuned for those episodes.
All
They haven't
right.
came yet, but you got to stay tuned for them.
Okay, well, speak of it. I hear you. I have no problem. Well, I know that because you are three dynamic individuals, and you all have other things going on in your life. And at the beginning of the podcast, we always hear about everybody's different ventures. Why don't you go ahead and tell them about yours, Quayshawn, since you say the best one hasn't come yet. Tell us about your upcoming next scent or something, anything that you'd like to tell them about. Go right ahead.
Well, I think even with the scents, we even talked about it yesterday, just of not just showcasing different colognes, but I want to showcase like how you put them on, how you like, how do it last long on your skin and stuff like that. Like when it comes down to heaven scents. So yeah, like just you can see when in the next episode just different ways of how you can apply, how you can make them last with my fragrances and heaven scents and stuff. So yes.
Hey, heaven sent you like smell good. AKB, Miss Blogger, Miss your upcoming. Let us know something. Come on now, what's going on?
Well, it's still in process. It's still under construction. Taking time to, I'd say, prepare the blog post so that I can be more consistent with posting them this time, because I've had it before. It's just more of a relaunch than anything. And it's unapologetically Asia. It's posting the blog post, pretty much journaling my life. It's in a journalistic way that I'm writing. It could be in poetry form, it could be in story form, but I do have some coming very soon, so be on the lookout.
Okay, and ESG. We hear one of the sponsors is good old Judah Life. Come on, give it to us. Tell us a little bit about Judah Life Apparel.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the main sponsors of the podcast is Judah Life Apparel. Of course, www.judahlifeapparel.com. It's premier Christian apparel. I'm rocking some now. Asia's always saying Quay has on, Mama, he's even worn it. Yeah, it's a Christian brand that's we're not afraid to put our faith on our chest, and let it be known what we stand for. But that's one, that's the main one. But I will drop an exclusive. Everyone probably heard my name or seen my face associated with the Good News Cafe. Just let other people know, stay tuned, because GNC is returning 2023. It's on the map, it's coming back. So stay locked in. I want to let everybody know, put that out there in the atmosphere. It is returning this year. So yeah, if you love the Good News Cafe, stay locked in.
Oh, okay. Oh, y'all came with some good stuff. Put on down the pipe. Now I'm going to ask you this, as like I always tell my guests, I don't want to monopolize everybody's time. I just wanted to be brief, let you get yourself out there. Is there anything in your upcoming walk, this upcoming walk that you have with Christ, that you really, really, really would like to discuss, talk about, when, since y'all going into this season? Give me just one thing, throw it out there real quick. Come on, you got to give them something to want to snatch on to. Just give them a little something. What is one topic that you, come on, throw it out there, that you think in this upcoming season of the Righteous Rebel podcast that people would really want to tune in? Come on.
Look, like I hit it off. Listen, like I was telling the people before, if you love good conversation, you love bold conversation, you got to stay tuned. We have an episode coming dealing on both sides of the coin, from toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. And we're going to deal with how, as men and women, we have these toxic natures of us and how it affects the church. From, how women were told they couldn't preach, how this women want to be independent women, and all this, So we're going to talk about it. We're going to really get into it. I think it's going to be interesting because it's not going to just be us talking about it. We got some guests coming to sit on the panel and talk with us, and we're going to have a real down-home conversation that I think you don't want to miss.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know about the upcoming. I wanted to know if there would be more guests coming along. I've seen some guests with Cassie Porter and them. So forth. I just wanted to know if there would be any more upcoming guests coming on the podcast. Well, I will tell you this. I appreciate y'all just taking your little few minutes to help, little 10 minutes of tea with Tam out over here. I wanted to have, Ask a Podcaster. So I thank you for your time. I don't want you to forget this. You see this? You see that?
Of course, my mom will put her face on them all.
Come on now. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening.
You as well.
Yeah. See y'all.
See ya.
For having us.
Thank